Hi, everyone. I'm your host, owner, and creator of The Mix. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? Um, Today is Monday, and I'm here bringing to you the motion for a new trial. As you can see, what this video is going to be about, I'm going to go over some pages of the motion. This is an 84-page motion. This is Tory Lanez motion for a new trial. Again, Tory Lanez has been convicted, I think, of 3 or 4 charges back in December of 2022. He has a new team of attorneys. They are filing post-trial motions. If this motion is denied by Judge David, then his attorneys will move forward with an appeal. As I stated before in previous videos, you can go back to my video section, kind of like the R. Kelly situation. This post-trial motion is just something that is done procedural wise. It is done. So if it's by the attorney, so if it is granted, then there's no need for an appeal. I need for you guys to like, share, subscribe to the Mix, like, share, subscribe to my channel before I jump right into my review, opinion of and reaction on this motion for a new trial, which was filed by his attorneys. Okay. Like, share, subscribe to the Mix, like, share, subscribe to the Mix, and yeah, drop a comment. Drop a comment. Okay, let me go ahead and get the ball rolling. I may not go through an entire 84 pages, but this particular page is the first page. Wait, excuse me, not that page. Let's go back up to the top. This is the first page, which basically confirmed that this was filed on March 29th. Confirmed that it was the original copy, all of that court stuff. Up top is the caption, and it gives the case. It gives the defendant's information. The plaintiff, of course, is the state because they represented MTS. And here is just this caption and this section of the page is just jurisdiction information, the attorneys, the name of the defendant, and the the judge that had presided over the case. It also is citing different statutes of California. Okay, so that was the first part, couple pages. And this page number 3 is motion for a new trial. The defendant, Daystar Peterson, by and through. So it just gives you an overview of what Tory Lanez, also known as Daystar Peterson, which is his legal name, what his attorneys are asking the court. Motion for a new trial and or motion for relief. And they're asking the courts, hence the judge, Judge David H., for this. And they're asking respectfully submit it. And this is Matthew Bahama. Who else? Attorneys for a defendant. Jose Baez. And where's David Kenner? He was on here. He's probably just being consulted, but he's no longer on here. It's interesting. He's the veteran of it, so he may just be consulting. So you have Matthew Bahama and Jose Baez. Remember Jose Baez, Casey Anthony's attorney. Matthew Bahama is, I state, the young cat, the brains, the architect of the legal part of all of this. So, okay, we have the caption again. We have the state versus the defendant, Daystar Peterson. We have over here memorandum information. They citing statutes. Then they go into defendant Daystar Peterson by and through. So it's just another introductory of his attorneys, Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez. And here we go, page number 5. Now we're getting into the meat of things. Introduction. In the early mornings and I'm not going to go through each line by line by line, because some things is just pretty much statute and probably some case citations and all of that stuff. So I'll skip around on each page, possibly. Introduction. In the early mornings of July 2020, defendant allegedly used an unregistered concealed firearm to perpetrate a shooting, causing one individual, M. Pete, to sustain injuries to her feet. Following an investigation, the state filed felony charges against the defendant on October 8th, 2020, in the Superior Court of California, Los Angeles, jurisdiction under case number, and then this is Tory's case number. This case number will follow him for the rest of his life, unfortunately. The matter proceeded to a jury trial on back in December 2022. The jury found defendant guilty of count 1, assault with the semi-firearm. B, finding assault had been committed through use of a firearm, causing great bodily injury to Pete. Under penal code, and they cite the codes and all that, respectively. The jury also found defendant guilty on count 2 of a concealed firearm, penal code, blah, blah, discharging firearm in violation of penal code, blah, 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 causing bodily injury, blah, 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 blah. Defendant now moves to, in count 3, discharging a firearm, okay, concealed, okay. Defendant now moves his count for court for a new trial based on numerous errors. See, this is the good stuff. This is when we get into the good stuff. And if you go back to my last video, not the one I posted today, earlier, which was just a preliminary video to this, but if you go back to my video, I think last week or the week before, about my predictions in regards to what Tory Lanez attorneys would possibly be arguing. Again, this is just my opinions and predictions. I am not an attorney, I am not a judge, and I do not practice law, and I am not giving legal advice. So, okay. So, defendant now moves this court for a new trial based on the numerous errors committed at trial and the individual and cumulative impact of said errors, including but not limited to the improper omission of an Instagram post and statement pertinent to alleged prior bad acts purportedly made by the defendant, a violation of the defendant's rights to counsel of his choice, the omission of DNA evidence falling far short of comporting with industry accepted reliability standards, which is true based off of what I understood about the DNA. I'm not understanding how that even made the cut, but especially how the evidence was collected. The use of radicalized character evidence through omissions of evidence of defendants, tattoos and rap lyrics. I think they used a picture or something of Tory, of Daystar Peterson at trial, which meaning the prosecution would, I guess, tattoos of firearms or this and that. So they basically trying to correlate that he's about that life. And of course he did that. Look at his tattoos, and everybody, I don't say everybody, but tattoos are artistic. That doesn't define that a person is just about whatever life they have tatted on them. Some of them are meaningful, and some of them are speak messages through experience, through other people's experiences, so you just never know with tattoos. So that shouldn't have been a thing as well. Okay, down they go into the background, a summary of factual allegations. On July 12th of 2020, defendant, his security guard, Jaquan Smith, they're going into the trial. I'm not going over this. I want to get into the meat of things. Residents in the neighborhood called 911. 911. I'm skipping over, like I said before, they discovered an olive green. Olive green? Who carries an olive green? Oh my gosh, now this olive green 9mm semi-automatic. Oh, who carries an olive green? That's kind of female-ish, but no. The officers observed Pete as part of ongoing investigation. I hope I'm not skipping over anything that's major. I want to get into the exculpatory evidence, meaning exculpatory evidence is evidence that's in Daystar Peterson's favor, also known as Tory Lanez. Okay, Pete identified defendant. Not only had the statement of primary complaint. Okay, maybe I am skipping over some things. My bad. My bad. Let me go back up, you guys. Authorities in support of his motion for a new trial. Defendant now moves this court. Okay, defendant now moves this court for a new trial based on numerous errors committed at trial. The improper omission of. Okay, okay, I went over that. Background summary of facts. It's Pete, residents in 911. 911 officer observed Pete to be bleeding from her foot. They questioned her about the source of her injuries. Pete stated she had not been shot. Instead, Pete told officers that she sustained injuries from stepping on broken glass. Pete was transported to Cedar the hospital. The conclusion of the stop. Smith Harris and defendant were taken into police custody. Among the two males and one female arrested. Defendant was the only one arrested on suspicion of carrying and concealed. As part of an ongoing investigation, Pete was interviewed several times, including on July 16, 2020 and November 12, 2020. In these later interviews, Pete changed her original story and told LAPD detective Brian Stogner that she had been and defendant was responsible for firing a weapon. Pete claimed she had conveyed a different story on the morning of the shooting because she was scared, traumatized, and embarrassed. On November 12, 2020, Pete identified defendant through a single photo. So she's MTS is pointing out Tory Lanez. Okay, no one expected Pete could identify who discharged the. Okay, not only had the statement of the primary complainant Pete changed, but as the investigation into the shooting continued, further questions were raised. Several other witnesses were interviewed and provided different versions of events. No one except Pete could identify who discharged the firearm. The firearm came from the side of the vehicle that Harris had occupied. After the incident, Harris and Pete, which are the two ladies, nearly immediately discontinued their long-term friendship and employer-employee relationship. Forensic testing did not resolve any of the questions. Both Harris and defendant, meaning Kelsey and Daystar Peterson, had GSR on their hands. Inexplicably, considering these GSR results and the wildly conflicting testimonial versions of events, the only DNA sample collected for analysis and comparison to the firearm and magazine was a sample belonging to defendant. The test results ruled defendant out as a contributor to the DNA discovered from the magazine and were inconclusive as to the firearm. Wow. Procedural history. On October 8th, 2020, defendant was formally charged. This is the procedure history. Carrying, and these are the charges. Following a preliminary hearing, which defendant was bound over all charges and sufficient cause. Defendant was arraigned on an information that contained the same charges and allegations as the earlier charge document as counts 1 and 2. He entered the same pleas and denials. The cause was set to proceed to jury trial December, despite the prosecution's otherwise overzealous prosecution of the case in the more 2 years leading up to the eve of December 2022. People sought to make a last-minute amendment, the information to add count 3. Yeah, I thought this was really weird. Because it was 2 counts originally, and they added another charge. I don't think the judge should allow that to have happened. Discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. They did that to kind of trip him up. Well, not trip him up, but the jury. They did that. Alleging discharge of firearm with gross negligence in violation of Penal Code alleging to have resulted in the infliction of great bodily injury with the meaning of penal code, blah, blah, blah. Though requesting leave to amend the charging document at that juncture was permitted under the law, the court did not have discretion grant such leave was nonetheless subject to the defendant's statutory and due process rights to notice of the charges. Exactly. Yeah, although the courts had discretion, that was yeah, violation to me of his rights. And then now they're citing People versus Graf. So whenever you have a case, any case, criminal case, you have to cite your evidence or your cases that were precedented prior to um, the case that you're arguing for, um, which of course is this Tory Lanez case. So you have to supply or supporting cases that's similar to your case. And a request for leave to amend should also be denied if it is unfair or harassing in nature. And then they cited another one, People versus Flowers. So that happened in the People versus Flower case and People versus Graf. Over I bet you Matthew Bahama is behind this. Ooh, I love it. Over the defense's objection, the court here grants the people's request without properly inquiring into the questionable rationale for the late amendment, instead only discussing its impact on the defense. Wow. Had the court considered such factors, it would have discovered that the late hour amendment was both unfair and harassing. I agree. I couldn't believe that judge allowed that to happen. Um, I was shocked. That's why I say this is probably political. In the final months leading up to trial, the prosecution instigated a meritless personal attack on defendant's primary attorney, Sean Holly, accusing her of involvement of the alleged bribery of a witness in the case. The prosecutor later assured counsel that it disbelieved she was involved, but the damage had already been done. Wow. In advance of trial, the people only partially disclosed evidence related on DNA. I didn't know all of that happened. DNA testing, despite the exculpatory, exculpatory, you guys, that means evidence in favor of Daystar Peterson and material nature of the evidence contained in additional reports, belatedly turning a more complete version of the evidence over on the request of the defense expert. Wow. Then on December 12th, so despite the exculpatory and material nature of the evidence contained in additional reports, turning a more complete version of the evidence over. People only partially, wow, related to the DNA test. They only partially disclose. If this judge don't overturn this, grant the motion, I mean, then on December 12th, 2022, the people sought to introduce a shirtless image. Okay, so these are the arguments. So they arguing the shirt, they arguing the DNA, they arguing wow, Sean. So these are the things that they're arguing. I'm gonna take note of this, or I could do like a recap. They're arguing the Sean Kelly, excuse me, Sean Holly, his first attorney. They arguing the DNA testing, partially disclosed evidence. It's page 10. I'm just gonna make a note of this, page 10. The December of they arguing the shirtless picture of him with the tattoo. Once the trial began, the people again saw another, and they also argued last minute added a new charge. Wow. They did a lot. If this should, oh my gosh. Once the trial began on December, people again saw another last minute amendment, this time moving the court to permit the introduction of a highly inculpatory evidence via Instagram. They are in an Instagram post. Wow. On December, the state's prior assurance that it did not suspect defendant's team of involvement of bribery. Moreover, through the trial, state heavily overstated the value of the Instagram post. Okay. The people similarly presented the false. Okay. What else? There's something else that they did too. Despite the numerous issues with cropped up throughout the trial, the matter nonetheless proceeded onward. I'm on page 12, summary of applicable law and motion for. Did they go over the moreover through the trial, the state heavily overstated the DNA? Okay. I wonder did they point out to the Kelsey changing her story? Harris changing her story from and basically stated it was a lie. Let me see, maybe it's further down. A motion for a new trial may be made only on the grounds of enumerated in penal code. So they're citing a lot of case citation, case law. This is wow, you guys. Further as cross examinations. I want to see that they mention Harris's statement where she recanted, I guess, from what she interviewed originally about fairness. That's right. The post, they still talk. Oh my gosh, they going to the shade room. This is some messy, goofy shit. Excuse my French. This is just like a joke. Like, what type of freaking court allowed this mess? If they only knew who the what? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This is a lot, you guys. I have no interest in reading what the freaking shade room. I don't take a lot of those type of blogs to be factual. I have no interest in reading anything about the freaking shade room. Social media activity. Do they know people are trolls? Anybody could say anything. You have bots and all of that. Oh my gosh, that should not be taken seriously unless it's from a super validated account. And like you get an affidavit on that. You get somebody under oath under that who posted it when it's a legit account. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. This is just too much about the freaking shade room. I just cannot believe this. Oh my gosh. Improper omission of alleged inculpatory statements by the defendant. So they're probably talking about the phone call. Let's see. Interview with Detective Ryan Stronger by Pete State that following the shooting, defendant explained to her, please don't say anything. Oh, they're going by Pete's statements. She basically said, oh, gosh, excuse me for yawning. You guys, I'm not liking this. Not saying I'm not liking the motion for a new trial, this document. I'm just not liking the contents of it. To me, this is like a freaking circus. Like, what judge, oh my gosh, allowed this freak show to happen? This is a freak show. I've read more cases in my legal classes that were wasn't even a freak show. It was very interesting, but this is like a joke. Okay, what did they? Wow. Oh gosh. This is definitely a miscarriage of justice. The prosecution prejudicially interfered with defendant's right to counsel. They did by getting his Sean Holly off. Wow. Wow. Okay. This is what I'm looking for. In the instant matter, despite their plain acknowledgement that Attorney Holly was not involved in the alleged bribery of Harris months early in September 22, the people nonetheless opt to wait until mid trial to raise the same exact allegations against counsel, relying on nothing more than Harris' same inconsistent statements dating back to September. When their initial reliance on this unfounded information put defense counsel on guard, the people opt to lull her into a false sense of security by deceptively assuring her they did not believe her to be involved. Nonetheless, their personal attacks on Attorney Holly's integrity, which painted her as an additional villain or cohort of the defendant's alleged bribery. Moreover, these claims were not merely personal in nature, they became more pervasive and egregious when the people opt mid trial and without any further support for their unfounded claims. The prosecution's meddling with Attorney Holly's representation of defendant resulted in him being deprived of that's true. Wow, I didn't know this. The prosecution's actions deprived defendant of conflict. Oh wait, if this judge don't overturn, if this judge don't grant a new trial, man, this is a although I don't like the shade room information. Oh gosh, excuse me, y'all. Oh my good. Every time I try to record other phone, it's just weird. It's right to conflict free. Wow, I had no idea the DNA evidence submitted against defendant fails to conform with industry. Except that is true. I ain't understand that how they collected that DNA. The expert testimony offered a defendant's trial did not comply with industry. Yeah, I could believe it. Oh my gosh, oh my goodness. Free Tory, free Tory Lanez. Drop a comment, y'all. I'm kind of bouncing all over the place because I got irritated, especially with all that the context about the shade room. I just thought that that's a bunch of beat crap. This shouldn't even be been brought forth. Like, who allows this? It was too much about the shade room. Oh my gosh, these are some strong arguments, especially the DNA, especially the interference with his attorney, Sean Hawley. Oh my gosh, I didn't know all of that. Oh my gosh. Mm, mm, mm. What are your thoughts, you guys, thus far? This is wow. This is weird. Improper omission of rap lyrics. What? Oh my goodness. They did. Oh my God. Free Tory. Free Tory. I'm let me stop sharing my screen. You guys, let me stop sharing my screen. This is wow. This is interesting. I'm gonna go over some more pages of this motion for a new trial because I did skip around a lot. I just got a little irritated because I'm not gonna read no crap about the freaking shade room. This is supposed to be a professional legal case. And this was like a circus. From a legal perspective, where's all the legal professionals? This was a mockery. This was a mockery. I know I skipped over a lot, you guys, but drop a comment, drop a comment. I am not happy about that motion, meaning that his attorneys, great job, Tory Lanez new team of attorneys. Great job. This is if Judge David do not grant, that means he's a part of the problem. Do what is right, Judge David. Do what is right. This was a bunch of malarkey. I didn't know all of that went on because I wasn't in the courtroom. I wasn't behind the scenes. Oh my gosh. Like, share, subscribe to the mix, you all. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. What are your thoughts? Y'all scammed through this, scaled through it, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was a lot. I am very taken aback how they did the Sean Holly, his former attorney. I think she's a female too. I think that was a female. They bogus. Wow. I tell you, boy, these prosecutors, these DAs, they'll do anything to win a case, especially whoever's in their ears about power too, y'all. Power, did y'all watch Power? I'm telling you, screen imitating art, imitating life. Oh my gosh. Judge David, do what is right. Grant Daystar Peterson a new trial. This motion is rock solid. I cannot believe this is just ridiculous. How's the shade room? Then they end up getting an affidavit to confirm that that wasn't an admission. That was not whoever that Ferris person was not an admission of guilt on Tory's part. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, you guys. There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. I'm gonna come to you with part two. I'm gonna do some more reading. My apologies if I skimmed through this really quickly, but what had me in awe and just on pause mode was the shade room. There was like multiple pages of um information, evidence from the shade room. What the heck? Wow. Wow. Alrighty then, you guys. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the mix, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in. I will come to you with part two when my emotions are more in check. But Judge David, just off of what I read and skimmed through, do what's right and grant this man a new trial. That what when it came across your courtroom and what you allowed was a bunch of malarkey. All right, you guys. Thank you all for tuning in to the mix. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Like, share, subscribe. Drop a comment. Drop a comment. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.